Hi, I'm Devansh Saxena, a doctoral candidate at Marquette University. Here, I talk about quantitative deconstruction of risk assessment algorithms in child welfare. This study is part of a larger project where we examine a prominent risk assessment tool, the Washington Assessment of Risk Matrix, or WARM, and compare it against caseworkers' case notes, as well as critique the risk factors in WARM itself. Caseworkers write detailed case notes about their interactions with families. These qualitative narratives offer more contextual details about cases. In addition, caseworkers also complete quantitative risk assessments where the assessment offers a structured risk framework to assess every case. So the question becomes, what are the key differences and similarities between these two sources of data? Here are our research questions. For RQ1, we compared the narrative coding from case notes against warm risk factors. For RQ2, we critically examine the significant predictors of risk of maltreatment in WARM itself. We found significant discrepancies between case notes and WARM. Narrative coding variables were compared to WARM categories. While we see some common risk factors in the middle, both contain risk factors that the other does not account for. Common risk factors were used to investigate discrepancies in the final computed risk. We found that decision-making latitude has shifted significantly towards risk assessments, which were originally designed to be used in conjunction with caseworkers' contextual judgments. Lack of internal consistency between narratives and WARM is further evidence that algorithmic decision-making likely embeds incomplete assessment data. Next, we looked at the most significant predictors of risk of maltreatment in WARM and explored their correlations. We found that parents' recognition of problem and cooperation with the agency are highly correlated with parenting skills. This presents a potential vector for bias as predictors are singly scored by caseworkers and are influenced by their impression of the family. Finally, the caseworker's opinion of risk may account for most of the variance in whether children are removed from their homes. Here are the key takeaways. Quantitative deconstruction of risk assessments helps uncover human discretionary work and bureaucratic processes that impact decision making. It makes visible latent power relationships where caseworkers exercise more power over families. And finally, it provides further evidence that risk assessment algorithms use incomplete assessment data about families.